Hey, what's up everyone? I'm going to show you today how to unjam your CD changer. I pulled this out of my Infiniti. I'm getting ready to sell the car, but I can't sell it because I had 5 CDs stuck in there. Some of them are my favorite CDs, some of them are my really ghetto, embarrassing mixed CDs. But before you go any further, can you go ahead and hit subscribe and the little bell notification, because I'm going to show you something I could not find anywhere else on YouTube. Okay, I felt it would only be responsible if I told you guys how to take this apart, although this is everywhere. So you start by just pulling down the shift boot, and there's a little clip here. So you take some pliers, needle nose pliers, and you pull the little clip out. Once you have the clip and knob off, this thing just pops out. So you grab it on the side and you give it a firm tug. You take that and you just kind of set it to the side. There are 2 connections right here. Unplug those. Then you have this. So there's only 2 screws on this piece, Phillips head. Just go ahead and back those things out. Once you back those things out, this entire piece comes right off. Okay, now we have the screws removed, and we're just going to pull this thing right out. Pops literally right off. The back of this thing, you have 2 connectors to deal with. Now we're working our way up. You can use a screwdriver too if you want, but any of these pry tools, just start at a corner and work your way around. Once you get it all loose, this thing pulls right out, and it also has a connector or 2. It's got a ribbon connector and then another quick release connector. Here's the 2 wires. Now that you've got that out of the way, and just set it to the side. At this point, there's 4 screws, and that's it. 4 screws and you're done. There's 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top. Once you do that, this entire unit comes right out. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take these 4 screws out on each side. So you have 4 and 4 is 8. You're going to want to take 2 of these out on the top, and I'll tell you why. At first you think you could just loosen this up and pop this thing out, but it's too tight at the top. I went ahead and took this out earlier, so I know what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and take those out. Okay, we're at a point where we have all 10 of these out. So you have 2 at the top, like I said earlier, and 4 on both sides. So then you can go ahead and pop this out. Take your thumbs and just push it out forward. Go ahead and remove this unit from the bottom. Okay, so now we have this unit out, and now you have to be extra careful. All those first screws, they're all the same size, but the rest of these screws, there's 2 types of screws, and there's also multiple lengths. You have a bunch of black screws at the top and on some on the sides, and then you have silver screws all around here. And some of the silver screws are longer than others, so you have to pay attention when you're taking them out and lay them in a position to where you're not going to forget where they came from. So starting on this side, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 of those have to come out. Flipping over to the other side, you have 1, 2. Yeah. You have 1, 2. So far that's 7 silver screws that have to come out. Then on the front, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a hidden one right here behind this flap. You're gonna have to pull this tape back to access this screw right here at the top. So let's go ahead and take off the front plate. I gotta tell you, when I did this earlier, I went through one of these. So this is an old Craftsman plastic. If you can get a more die-hard heavy-duty one, you're gonna want a heavy-duty one, because honestly, some of these screws are really hard and you do not want to strip the screws. Okay, take note, all the screws from the front, the 3 silver screws, are all the same size. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate it to the side that had 5. Okay, I actually do not need to take this bottom one out. This lower one you do not need to remove. I already forgot. So just focus on this one and these 2. And these 2 are a lot smaller. Take note, hopefully you guys can see. Can you see the size difference? There's 2 on this side we need to take out. There's 1 at the top and there's 1 in the middle. Don't worry about the ones near the bottom. That's the mistake I just made. So there's 1 more. Again, like I said earlier, there's 1 right here. This is the last one you have to take off so you can remove this front plate. Put that tiny one right there. Now, I monkeyed with this quite a bit earlier and it was a little difficult to remove. I didn't know if it folded up or what, but it really actually pulls out towards you. They've got all these weird little sliding things that make you think it has to go left or right, but it actually just comes straight out. There's going to be some tape up here you're going to have to loosen up as well, and then make sure this tape where this screw was is all the way off, and you should be able to just take the front plate right off. Lay it over here to the side. Now at this point, you'll be able to look in here and see your CDs. Like this footage from the kitchen earlier, it took me for a while to figure out the camera, but you can see in there's definitely the side of the CDs. I did take one of these out in the car and I cracked the CD, but guess what? I don't care, I just wanted to get the hell out of there. Now at this point, I would not try to force these out. You can take this lid off, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Now the last remaining screws are all black screws and they're all the same length. So we got to remove these black screws. This one says 1, 2. There's one in the back. There's 2 on the side. So there's 2 on each side, 1 in the back. And I believe, let's see, there's 2 on the top. So 2, 4, 6, 7. There's 7 of them we have to take out. So let's get started. I gotta tell you, man, this thing has been jammed forever. Forever is a long time. And I almost sold or got this vehicle ready to sell. And then I thought, wait a minute, the CD player doesn't work. It's jammed. Buyer beware. You can buy these online, new CD changers, probably for like $150 or less. We've been using them in these cars, and most people just upgrade their system anyway. I mean, honestly, who really rolls around with a CD? Everything's just hook it up to your smartphone and whatever. Down to our last screw. Screw this. Dad jokes. Got them for days, people. Now you should be able to just remove the lid. Boom. Set it to the side. And you'll be looking down at your CD changer. So the first thing I did was I pulled out one of these CDs, but I couldn't get to the others. And I watched some video where some kid like broke his player removing his CDs. If you notice, on each side of the CD changer, it has these rods, and these rods come right up. They're not screwed in or anything, they're just kind of there. So if you take the rods out, you may have to push down on the stack a little bit to get a hold of them. You take the rods out, you lay them to the side, and then you can gently grab each CD and you can remove it from the CD changer. And then when you're done, you just gently put the rods back. Actually, you don't have to gently do it. Just put the rods back in the holes that they came from. And you have now freed all your CDs from your CD changer. Now, how do you fix it? How do you make it work? Maybe there's a motor in here. I don't know. I don't care. I just wanted my CDs out. If I were keeping the vehicle, I would probably just buy a new CD changer. It'd be the only thing that would make sense. Or just upgrade to one of the modern displays with CarPlay, or they have the Tesla screens, Tesla style screens for those of you who have Android. And just put this thing right back together the way you took it apart. Remember, being careful with the different size screws. So if you guys got value in what you heard today, if you could do me a big favor, go ahead and comment below. Hit the thumbs up button, make sure you're subscribed, make sure the bell icon is on, and go ahead and check me out on the Hard Parking Podcast, the non-automotive automotive podcast. And I'll see you guys next time.